Hello everyone, I am back today with another video. This is going to be my first game in the elimination portion of the 2024 Open League tournament. This is a game against ChristAW. I have played him a few times in the past, and we have split our games pretty evenly. I did look at the rankings before this game, and I think he's right about 400 ELO right now. And I think I'm at about 550. I kind of hover around like 500 to 600, although I don't play very much. But I don't think that 400 is actually very indicative of his skill. I think he's a bit better than that. I expect this to be a close and a good game. But let's go ahead and get right into it. So this means the way this tournament is set up is that after going 6 wins and 1 loss in the group stage, I finished first in Group D, which is where I was placed, and I believe that meant that I was to be matched up against the 8th placer. I think it's a 32 person single elimination tournament. The 8th placer from round B, and that's who this is. So that's how we got matched up here, and I am probably going to play pretty cautious this game. 2 lieutenants there taking both of my scouts in those game situations. So as soon as I move up lieutenant in the center, it's going to be met with a captain, I'm sure. But I've got interesting setup here. Oh, I predicted it. Yep, a captain. Okay, very nice. It's amazing when the beginning of the game goes so well like that. Buried marshal here. Spy a little bit away from the general. Hopefully a flag. My plan is to keep all of this intact. Like to not move any of these pieces. That is the goal, at least. But I don't honestly remember much of his play style. I think I remember it being fairly cautious, and I think we're seeing that a little bit right now. So we know lieutenant, captain, lieutenant. I'm going to go ahead and pressure that, see what he's got. He's probably going to back it up. Yeah, I'll scout that. Oh, wow. Okay. That's actually not so convenient, because now I don't know what's guarding the lieutenant anymore. Alright, well how about I come up with a colonel? Surely he's not out here with the marshal or general. I would suspect not. Okay. Alright, so I'll tell you what. There's a possibility this is a colonel and he was trying to cover it up. Especially by just firing that scout before I discovered it. But I'm already down a lieutenant, so I'll tell you what. We're going to hit it anyway. And if that's a colonel, that's fine. Okay, it's not. Interesting. Alright. I guess in theory it could be a marshal or general, and maybe he doesn't want to hit the major, but that's okay. I'm gonna leave it like that, I think. All right, so we're even again. I know this captain here, so I'll tell you what. Let me bring this captain around. I'm gonna put it in between these two. I'm gonna put that right here. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and walk back a little bit on this here. I don't know what that is. That scares me a bit, but that's okay. Okay. So I guess I could, trade scouts and then, or trade captains and then fire my scout maybe. Keep in mind, this piece was behind this, which, as of right now, seems like it could be a bomb, but I don't want to make much of a judgment call on that. Alright. Let's bring up this major here. Although if he takes my major here, I don't want to sack my major for the captain. For info, I don't want to go down 2 majors, so we'll probably wait and see what he does there. I'm going to move over. Alright. I don't know, I guess that means I made the right choice. But I think that makes a little more sense because this being a good piece is more believable than this. But either way, this came from here, and this piece came from here, and this piece came from here. So that's an interesting little... Alright, well, let's go ahead and do that little thing that we were planning, given that this major seems safe, at least for now. Okay. And then I'll go ahead and hit with captain. Lieutenant, perfect. That is excellent. It's about the best we could have hoped for there. Okay, major. That's fair. That's probably the best thing he could hope to be able to take that with. Okay, so that brings us down a major, up a lieutenant, and I know colonel, and I know major. So I don't mind that. I would have liked to get some better info than just a major for that captain, but that's alright. Okay, it's gonna scout me there. Alright, what if I come up with this lieutenant then? Okay, so it's giving me the option to move in there. I think I'm going to take it because I'm up a lieutenant. Hopefully he doesn't call the bluff. Okay. Alright, interesting. I would fire the scout here, except that he might attack this. So captain was front row here. Colonel was sitting here. I'm going to do it anyway. Let's see what he does here. There's a chance this is a good piece, because he had a captain here and the colonel started here. Oh, perfect. Okay, well, that would have been good if that was actually a good piece, but I was hoping that this wasn't just a scout, because for me to allow myself to scout this piece, I would have had to leave the lieutenant sitting there, which meant that, you know, if he had, for example, hit me with a scout, I would have had to choose between retreating the lieutenant, which he now knows that his major can take, and actually getting to use that scout. But just a minor. But I'm not unhappy with that trade by any means. All right. Okay, so I'm going to, I think, come with this colonel. And this is moved. That's the one that started here. Interesting, so we're moving this one now. So I know minor. So let's just, I don't know, okay, yeah, I'm going to retreat this. I don't like that major just sitting there. I guess if he comes out with a captain and takes the lieutenant, that could be a good play. But, yeah. So I don't know what this is. This is a colonel. This is a minor. That'd be crazy if he just takes me, no? Okay, fair enough. I am down the major. Why not just take it and find more info, maybe? Let's do that. I know this is the minor. Okay. That makes me want to move over. I feel like if that was marshal or general, he would probably just leave the major there. Isn't that right? I'm being pretty risky here, so I don't know how far I want to go with this. But I have a feeling that this is a good piece. Because he brought up that piece to cover it up, and then he just kind of left it there. And it wasn't, like, obviously a piece that you would use to just identify something. It was sort of like he used what he had available, which was like the lieutenant. Which makes me think he was probably trying to cover this up. Unless it's like the bomb with the flag, but man, I really want to move in. I don't want to attack that. I feel like that's risky. I want to move over. I hope it's not the marshal. I think if it's the marshal, you just leave the major there. Okay, good. Okay. So we've got then colonel, minor, major, unknown, but probably nothing good. Actually, I'm struggling to remember where this piece came from right here. Oh, it was behind the major. That's right. It was behind the major. Okay. All right. Colonel, minor. This piece spawned here, and I think this was from here, and that was from there, and all that. But I don't know how much. It's good to remember that. Maybe a bit. All right. I would love to come up with this major and try to like take this. Or just threaten, find something, but the problem is he knows what that is. So I'll tell you what, I'll come up with the captain instead. See if I can like grab a minor or something. I don't know if I like that so much. That's probably a captain. So, ooh, actually I don't know if I like that after all, but okay, well that's a fine bluff, maybe. Okay, so he's telling me this is good, is what he's telling me. But what if I do that then? Hope I'm not just like throwing away pieces by moving them. I'm trying to avoid a situation where he attacks with captain, Yeah, and then he just runs through everything. I'm going to give up my advantage there, but there's not much I can do. I can't let him charge through everything. That's no good at all. Yeah, that's not good. Yeah, that's a good, I don't know, that's a good, I guess, guess by him in a way to like kind of a similar thing I did, but like to assume that this is not good. Because if it was, I probably would have kept it there. There's a chance that makes me think, and I was probably going to hit this anyway at some point. There's a chance that leads me to think, I hope he doesn't take the spy. That hasn't moved yet. Man, okay. Alright. Yeah. Anyway, there's a chance, because he was kind of being a little, I don't know, desperate's not the right word, but I think there's a chance he wouldn't have done that unless, like, he anticipated I might be picking up a free major here. Let's see if I move this minor. Does that incentivize him to do anything at all? Like, oh no, this was my marshal after all. Like, would he believe that? Probably not, but it's worth a try to see what he's going to do here. I mean, I would be very happy if he hits this captain. I'm down 2 majors, which is obviously not good. Gotta address that. Okay, good. Okay, good. I wonder what caused him to do that. That's a very, very aggressive sequence. Um, that's interesting. I wonder what caused him to do that. So at this point now, I'm kind of incentivized to actually not hit this major at all, because currently this is okay. I'm up a colonel. Well, he's definitely winning at this point, because currently I'm up a colonel and down 3 pieces. But if I hit this major and I lose the colonel, I'm down a major and a captain, like, period. But there might be an argument to be made about the usefulness in doing that. I'm going to come over with my general, I think. I wonder why his colonel was so aggressive. I mean, he might have just figured once he took the major, like, why not go for broke? Okay, I'm going to hit that. I'd planned on doing that for a while. I think, okay, fair enough, fair enough. So there's his general there. So it is a situation now where I'm just simply down 2 pieces. So we're kind of back to the situation of actually what we were before he took that captain. But I don't want to trade generals, I don't think. I don't think that's the marshal. I don't think that would make a whole lot of sense. Yeah, okay. Okay, so he's going to waste a scout. That's fine. I don't mind that. Okay, so let's keep tabs here. General, this I don't think is very good at all. I was thinking this could be a good piece. Maybe not. Could be the flag. Could be absolutely nothing. Could have been reading into that improperly. This is the colonel, and this is the minor. And this piece spawned here, and this piece spawned there. Okay, yeah, so that's his minor. Alright, I'll just let that happen. Unless he actually has second thoughts. Interesting. Okay, well, I'll come up with a major then, because I don't think this is any good. Alright, so definitely some work left for me to do in this game. Being down 2 pieces. I have a slight info advantage with which to try to make something with that. Knowing this is his colonel here. Interesting. Again, this one hasn't moved. Huh. Okay. I'm going to move down. I'm going to get this sergeant kind of out of here. I'm trying to play this off with a bomb if I can. He knows this sergeant, so it's not really. I would actually be happy to tuck it behind the spy, but I don't want to. I don't actually move the spy. Okay, this piece. Okay, I'm not sure what to think about this. It started here, and I think it actually like went away from my major. Interesting. Okay, this piece came from the back row just now, so I'm not too sure what to make of that. And this one has also moved, and this one now, so I have to remember those two. Those have moved. This is the minor, by the way. So this is the minor. This is the kernel. This came from the back row. This came from here. I think this was the one that moved away from my major when I like moved it over, and I think it was the one sitting here, and he moved back with it. At any rate, we'll keep the course. Okay, it's gonna move something there. It's gonna bring it to the center. Interesting. Is this minor known? I don't think so. I'll put it there. All right. Let me fire this scout. Sergeant, okay, that's potentially informative for what this might be. Okay, that's the colonel, right there. Colonel, and this is the minor. Okay, let's put our captain there. And I think we can come up with our colonel probably safely. That would be my assumption. Alright. I'm assuming this isn't the marshal. Okay. Gonna get pieces there, which is good. It's just not quite what I need. But I would be happy to trade colonels with him if you were to want to do that. Wouldn't mind that. Okay, I'll trade that with him now that mine's scored. So I got kind of two pieces for it. I did show my captain, but that's alright. I got a lieutenant for that. Okay, so I'm up 2 small pieces, down 2 scouts, down 2 mid-level pieces. Don't have much info advantage anymore. He knows this sergeant and the general and the captain, and I know general. I like a guess on some of these pieces. I know that's a minor. I don't really have much to go off with any of these other pieces though. I know this one came from over here, behind the sergeant, so maybe like a major. Probably captain, maybe major. This was from the back row, so probably not much there. It's probably garbage. This piece was the one that I keep questioning. This moved early. I think this spawned behind this here. So, I'm not so sure about this one here. Let me come up with a minor right here. Okay. I feel like this could be a mid-level piece here. Okay, I'll move up with that. That's his minor. I'm going to keep that in mind. I feel like my memory's at least good this game, at least so far, until I jinx myself, and I'm going to forget everything now because I said that. Also, I don't know what this is. Keep that in mind. That's moved. This is not moved. It's the one that I moved next to my colonel with, though when I threatened the sergeant, so it's nothing terribly good. I think it was actually above the general, too. I think the general spawned here. I think that's right. I kind of want to hit this, but there's a decent chance it's a bomb, not like the sergeant that was sitting here. But I feel like there's a somewhat chance this is the marshal right here. Alright, let's retreat with the general. Let's see if we can hit like this one. Like, take this. That's the minor, remember, so nothing really important there. We can let that do whatever. I can just take it with a sergeant at any point. Okay, I think he's just gonna let me have it. Yeah, okay, take that. That works for me. Okay. Eliminating pieces I know is kind of good in a way, but it's also not as good because I have less info advantage, but that's okay. It's better to have the piece in the graveyard than to just know where it is on the board, as long as you can actually like get that through a advantage. All right, what is this? I'm trying to get this piece here. Oh, perfect. Oh, that is fantastic. That could not have been better. Okay, that's great. That's exactly what I needed. I don't know why he was doing that, but but that was probably the best case scenario for him to do that. Okay, I think at this point I want to trade generals. I think. So I don't think anything I know of on this row has moved. This is the back row piece. This piece is not good. I don't know why he came in with a captain like that. That's really advantageous for me. Okay, I'm going to bring this major around, set it behind that sergeant. This could be a major because it was guarding the lieutenant. And I know this is not his spy. Well, I don't know that, but I don't think it's his spy because it came from the back row. But his general's sitting there. Okay, I'm actually going to avoid him. If he forces me to, I will trade. But interesting. So is he going to try to bluff me with that piece? Because I'm not going to buy that. I know that came from the back row. Interesting. Okay. Okay. I don't think any of these is the marshal. This is the back row piece. This is the piece that my major was in front of for a while. And I think it was the one that my colonel moved next to. This could be a major. This did not take my colonel when it could have for free. So I'll tell you what, I think this piece is trapped. Unless his major was double guarded by marshal in general, but I'm going to assume that's not the case. Wow. So I think that spawned in the back then, is what that means. Pretty sure that was a back row piece. I'll have to watch the replay on that. But that's quite a surprise. I did not expect to see that. And I think with good reason too. It's kind of a piece he brought up and was trying to play it off as something good when I figured out that's from the back row. That's not anything good at all. But that puts me in a pretty big hole again. I would be surprised if I pulled this out after that. Okay, well, that's a bit of a setback. This is probably a major. Okay. So we have general here, marshal here. Man, I don't have much to work with anymore. Okay. I think what makes sense for him would be to trade majors and then come in with his other major. So I'm going to need to be maybe ready with my marshal in a way. I'm not sure. Okay, I don't think that's anything. Okay, that's the general. The problem is this captain here is known. Like, everything I have is known except I think that major isn't known. But it could be assumed, I think, fairly. I think this is the piece that was chasing my colonel. Or like that moved up on it. Not chasing, but like that moved up on it when I had a major here. So I don't think it's anything good. But do I feel... Well, and this is contingent on my memory, because if I do correctly remember that as a piece, that's not as major then. But I don't know if I remember that well enough to act on it. But I don't think I have much of a choice anyway. Okay, what is this? Okay, makes sense. So thankfully he doesn't have any lieutenants. That's his general. I'll move next to this. Hopefully it's not the major. I don't think it is. Marshal, general. Okay. Alright, so I think my ability to try to win this game hinges on my ability to get his last major. Okay. Let's come up with this now. Watch, he's gonna this is I feel like this is a scout. I'm gonna hit this. Okay, captain. Alright, that's fair. I'm okay with that. Is he gonna trade? That would be good if he does trade. Okay, I don't like that as much. Interesting. Okay. Not really sure what to do here. I'm going to shuffle a little bit, I think. I'm definitely not in a position to be the one to make the moves. Alright, what is this? He could scout my marshal at any time, quite honestly, and that would kind of end the game. Alright, let's hope it's a major. Okay, it's a scout. Yeah, not much to be said for that. So is this the spy or what then? Okay, interesting, just a scout. Not much there. Okay, well I guess I'm gonna have to give him this minor. I think this game is pretty well lost at this point. I guess technically I could double threaten these if he takes it. Let me see, if I move down, he takes, and then I move over again, he moves over. Yeah, I think he'd be in the clear with that. Okay. See, if I move up, he moves over. I think I just let him have it. And then I think I move over once he takes it. And then he moves over that way. Yeah, okay. Alright. I guess at this point if he trades captains, that would be nice. Okay, yeah, the problem is that he has scouts and a major. But he doesn't seem very keen on trading marshals, which is a bit odd to me. But I won't question that too much. I would like to trade captains. What's he gonna do here? Okay. Is this the major then? Okay. Seems to be what he's saying. Can't really much stop that though. Okay. Alright. Unless that's not the major, but like what else am I supposed to do here? Should move that over. Oh, okay. Unless that's the major. That would be nice for him. Okay. Well, maybe I'll get something. Or the major is still back here, but, you know, whatever. Okay, there's the spy. Alright, well, I guess my marshal at least gets a lotto chance if he comes and traps the captain, which I think he'll do pretty shortly here. Alright, so I got a spy, so that means our last hope here is going to be to lotto. We gotta think about what we want to lotto then. What's our strategy here? Saving that minor doesn't matter, because the way I win this game is not a material. It's through getting really lucky here. And I'm not going to win, but it's worth a shot at least. Gotta remember where his pieces came from. So his marshal came from here. That's true, his marshal came from here. Now if he has a bombed in flag, this is all for naught. But interesting. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and make our way this way. His marshal came from here, that is true. I had forgotten about that. And his general was, I think it was this one, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was this piece right here, yeah. Yeah, that was this piece. Interesting. Okay. So I'm gonna have to like assume, I think, that he has an open flag in a way. That makes me have to choose though. I kinda wanna hit this. Bomb. Alright, fair enough. I've used that flag location there before. Oh, interesting. Okay. So he saw no need to dissuade me from attacking this. Huh. Maybe, well, I don't know. I'll go ahead and hit it. These are all bombs, I'm sure. Yeah, that's all. Alright, well, fair enough. He definitely outplayed me here. I was trying to use my memory and reads to try to, you know, guess and which piece was the marshal, use intuition, but did not work out well. And I believe this is a piece. I'm gonna have to rewatch it, but I'm pretty sure that marshal came from here. But that is gonna work wonders for him in this game. He definitely earned that win. Definitely outplayed me. So good game to him. And thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.